Xin chào, Ngọc Linh.
Hello, teacher.
How are you, Ngọc Linh?
Good.
Good. That's good. I can't see you yet. Now I can. That's better. All right. Did you have a good sleep last night?
No, not really.
Not really. Why is that? Why are you getting a little bit nervous about the test?
Yes.
Okay, that's understandable, of course. Okay, so you only have one day to go, so soon be over. All right, you
Yes.
don't have long to wait. Okay, as long as it's being nervous is good because it helps focus your mind, helps keep your mind sharp, I think. So being a little bit nervous is very good. So don't worry about that. As long as you are not too nervous to write. Okay,
Yes.
before we start, do you have any questions for me?
No.
Okay, so before we start, I'm just going to give you a couple of bits of advice for your life. Okay?
Yes.
I might have mentioned this before to all the students, but just in case you didn't hear or just in case you've forgotten, I will tell you again. I think these are two things that will help you for the rest of your life. Okay? These are two two qualities that you need to develop as part of your personality that will help you. I'll send them to you in chat. Okay. Um, the first one is this. Tell me if I've told you this before.
Yes. You told me before.
Oh, good. Okay, good. Well, I just want to remind you of this because tomorrow the test will be a test of your resilience as well. Okay? Because to be resilient means that no matter what happened to you, you pick yourself up and you keep going. Okay? You don't give up.
Yes.
So maybe tomorrow you will get an essay question. You will think, oh, I never thought about this topic before. Okay? What do I do? If if you are not resilient, then maybe you just give up. All right. And some people give up and then of course they don't succeed. But if you are resilient, well, you will keep going and you will try to do your best. The way I think of it is this, a, a rubber ball, okay? Rubber ball, and you bounce it on the ground and it will bounce back up again and you can catch it. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay? You know what I mean? You have a ball, like a tennis ball or something like that. You throw it on the ground and the ball will bounce back up. Okay? So
Yes.
the ball is being resilient. When the ball hits something hard, okay, it's just like you or anyone coming up against some hard problem, maybe some hard exam, maybe some problem in your family life, maybe some problem with your health. This will happen to you all through your life, all right? Everyone at
Yes.
some stage will have some problem in their life. And to help you deal with these problems, you have to be resilient, just like the ball. When the ball hits the hard surface, okay, the ball will bend a little bit and then it will bounce back up, okay, and come back
Yes.
into its shape, ready to start again. So anytime you have a problem, you have to be like the ball, okay? When the ball hits something hard, okay, when the ball hits something hard, okay, it changes shape a little bit. It's affected by hitting something hard, of course, just like any person, maybe being sad or angry or upset about some problem they have, okay, but then the ball bounce back, okay, and come back to being a ball again. It's being resilient, all right?
Yes.
Does that make sense? So
Yes.
anytime you have hard problem, just like the ball when it hits a hard surface, like hits the ground or hits the wall, something hard, okay? It takes a few moments to adapt, okay? And then it becomes strong again.
Yes.
So Resilience is something that we are not born with, but if you can learn to be resilient, that will help you all your life. Okay?
Yes.
It will help you all your life. So if tomorrow's exam doesn't go as well as you would like, okay, you have to be resilient and think, okay, maybe I try again. All right, I will practice some more and try again. All right,
Yes.
that kind of thing, and that sort of thing happens in anything in life for the rest of your life. You have some problem, you need to be resilient. And the other quality, a little bit like resilience, but different, is this. Can you see that?
Consistency.
Persistence is pronounced. Persistence means if at first you do something and you fail, you keep trying until you succeed.
Yes.
Okay, so it's a
Mhm.
bit different from resilience. Resilience means if you strike some problem, okay, it means that you don't let the problem affect you too much or for too long. All right? That's what
Yes.
resilience means. Like I say, everyone will have some problem in their life sooner or later. Maybe something to do with study, something to do with job, something to do with relationship, something to do with money, okay? Something to do with health. Sooner or later, everyone will have some problem. So resilience is about being strong to deal with it, okay? Persistence means don't give up. If you are really determined to do something, say, for example, what do you want to do for a job in the future, Knockling? What do you want to do?
I want to work as a businesswoman.
A businesswoman, all right? What sort of business?
It's like service.
Hmm. Can you be more specific, please?
Mm, it's like health service.
Health service.
Yes.
Yeah, like you mean you want to have some sort of health business?
Yes.
You mean? Okay. Doing what? Any idea at this stage? What will your
Mm,
health business do?
I think like provide some medicines or system,
Okay.
medical
All right.
system.
Yeah. All right. Good. All right. So you want to set up a health business and you want to own your own business.
Yes.
Okay, good. That's a good goal. That's a great goal to have. So, of course, being in business is not always easy. You have to be both resilient, that means strong, to deal with any problems, okay, in the
Yes.
business. And if you want to succeed in something like business, you also have to be persistent. Means to keep trying, okay? If something doesn't work, okay, you try something different. All right, you keep going if
Yes.
you really want to do this. Does that make sense?
Yes.
It means the first time you face some problem, you don't say, "Oh, this is too hard. I will give up. I never liked this idea anyway." Okay,
Yes.
that is the opposite of persistence. A persistent person, okay, will say, "Okay, um, what did I do wrong last time? How can I change this so I will be successful next time?" Um, many successful business people, they fail at the start, okay? Or they have some
Yes.
problem, but they try again. And that is what being persistent means. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So these, like I say, I think this is just from my experience of life, Knockling. That's what I'm trying to teach you, okay? And I hope this helps you in the future. Okay? So
Yes.
just the two qualities that you should have, nothing to do with being smart. Okay? There are lots of people who are smart who are very poor, okay, or who don't succeed. Just being clever doesn't mean you will be successful. Just as there are lots of people who are not so smart, but because they are resilient and persistent, they become successful.
Yes.
Do you think, is that true, do you think?
Yes, definitely
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, of course it's true. Yeah. So just being clever or smart doesn't mean you will succeed, okay? You need to have resilience and persist. I think those are the two most important qualities to succeed in life. So resilience helps you deal with any problems you have in your life. And I'm sorry, you will have some problems, okay? Everyone has some
Yes.
problem at sooner or later, okay? Everyone does. All right. But resilience will help you deal with that if you become resilient. And persistence means you keep going, you keep trying. Okay. If
Yes.
if you still think your goal is one that you want, and I will add a small, just what they call a caveat to the one about persistence. You don't want to keep being persistent if the goal is really not what you want. Okay, that of course is a bit silly. But if the
Yes.
goal, if the goal you are aiming for is something you are really determined to get, then you need to be persistent. Okay.
Yes.
Like, for example, for me, if I said I want to be an astronaut, I want to go into space. Okay. For me to be persistent about that is stupid. Okay. No matter how many times I try, I will never get to be an astronaut. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So being persistent, keeping on trying is silly because it's not realistic. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So, of course, you have to be realistic about your goal. But if your goal is realistic and your goal sounds good, not Ling, okay, you want to be a businesswoman, okay, if that is your goal, good. You have to keep trying till you succeed. Okay, that's all. All right, those are my life lessons for you. I hope they make sense.
Yes.
Okay, good. All right. Is there anything special you want to practice in this hour?
I think it's writing.
Writing?
Yes.
You want to writing? Do you want to do speaking as well or not?
Mm, yes, both
Uh,
things.
You want to do both things. Okay. All right. What I'll do is I will go, all right. In that case, I will give you a speaking test first. All right. I will give you the whole speaking test. Okay. Just
Yes.
just like you're going to do tomorrow. So 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. This is the speaking test. All right. Hello. My name is Teacher Rick. Please come in, sit down. What's your name?
My name is Ngọc Linh.
Nok Ling.
Nice to meet you.
Very nice to meet you, Nok Ling. Now, where is your hometown, Nok Ling?
Mm, my hometown is Hải Phòng City, a big city of Vietnam.
Okay. And how old are you?
Mm, I'm 17 years old.
Mm-hmm. Okay, good. And what is the name of your school, Nok Ling?
Mm, recently, I'm studying in Kim Nguyên School. It's a famous school in Hanoi capital.
Okay. And your favorite subjects? What are your favorite subjects?
Mm, to be honest, my favorite subjects are math, literature, and physics.
Okay, good. So you like doing science subjects.
Yes.
Okay, that's good. All right. Well, please make yourself comfortable, Nokling, because now we're going to do the speaking test. So, as you know, there are 3 parts to the speaking test. Part 1, I will just ask you some general questions. Part 2, you will have to talk for 2 minutes about a topic I will give you. And part 3, I will ask you some questions about that topic. Do you understand?
Yes. I
Do you
got
have
it.
any do you have any questions before we start?
No.
Okay, let's start then. Here is part 1. So, you told me that your hometown is Haiphong. What sort of place is Haiphong?
Mm, oh, can you expand? Yes,
Yeah,
very good.
what sort of place is Haiphong? Is it a village? Is it a city? Is it beside the sea? What sort of place is it?
Mm, I believe believe that Haiphong is a city is located near the sea and is also famous for its reputation as a harbor city, which includes many famous ports and is also have the system here have more and more important in transportation um, by like operating some vessel to export goods to other country.
Okay. Do you think Haiphong is a good place to live? And if so, why?
Um, Actually, I believe that some big city like Haiphong can provide us modern facilities such as educational institution, hospital, and traffic. But I would say that now I recently live in Hanoi, the capital of Vietnam, because my parents always want to have a better um, facility system, so they moved there to have more high-paid job and also um, educational institution for me.
Do you still have relatives who live in Haiphong?
Yes, definitely, because just my family moved to Hanoi, and I'm always visit my grandparents, often once a month at my weekend. So I'm always try to visit them as much as possible, and I'm also really enjoy the moment that I can spend together with them. So for
Okay. Yeah, please go on. Sorry.
So, for example, last month I went to Haiphong and I also brought some bunch of flower for my grandmother's, and because she is a flower lover, so she really love it.
That's good. Okay. You say you go to Haiphong maybe once a month to visit your grandparents. Tell me a little bit about your grandparents' house. What sort of house do they live in?
To be honest, they live in a small house, which has 3 stories. So I have spent most of my childhood time at their house. So it's whenever I remember about her house, um, it's really like recalling me about great memory. Because this include a garden, a small garden. Would I spend most of my time to do gardening with my mothers, and she also taught me how to plant some flowers such as sunflower on rose. And
Oh,
this
sorry. Yes, keep going.
and now, to be honest, when I become older, I'm really overwhelmed with my work, but I'm always want to spend as much as possible time to visit her.
Okay, great. All right, that's the end of part one, Knockling. Now we're going to move to part two of the speaking test. So I'm going to give you your card, okay? When I show you the card, you will have 1 minute, all right, to think about the topic, and then, of course, you will have to talk about it for 2 minutes. Do you have any questions about that before I show you the card?
No.
Okay, let's have a look at your card. Okay, you can see this is your card here. Can you see it?
Yes, I can see it clearly.
All right, you have 1 minute to prepare, starting from now. Hmm. Okay, that's the end of 1 minute. So you have 2 minutes to talk about the topic on the card. Starting now, please, Ngọc.
Yes, I'm I believe that in every person's life, they need to set different different goals that they want to achieve. And also believe that this goal mm, will provide them the right direction to achieve. So recently, I have a goal to achieve the highest mark in my math test next year. So I would say that it's a little bit difficult for me because I am a person mm, just have fundamental knowledge and I don't engage in any extra class. So I'm always feel like peer pressure to keep pace with my classmate. And so now to reach my goals, I'm also try to practice as much as possible. Mm, I'm always mm, endeavor to spend about 2 to 3 hours a day to do some exercise and and just look for some online course mm, in social media such as Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok. But I feel it's a little bit vague and I can find a specific method to reach it. So after that, I will say that I can ask for help from my teacher, my room teacher. She's really good at math. So sometimes she also operate like organize a personal class for me um, to teach some extensive knowledge. So I'm always appreciate about
Okay,
that.
thank you. Thank you, Ngọc. That is the end of 2 minutes. Okay, that is the end of your talk. All right. So now I'm going to ask you some part three questions. These are going to be questions about goals. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. So, do you think it's better if people write down their goals or simply memorize them? Which is better?
To be honest, I prefer to write every goal so you want to achieve um, on some notes or paper because this will help you. It can help you remember your goals, and it's also save your time too because you don't need to um, try remember what your goals you want to achieve in your head. And besides, I also believe that write out every goals can help you find a more specific solution to achieve. And sometimes it's like a plan to help you have right direction. So, for example, before every school year, I'm always try to write down every goals I want, such as having the highest mark in my test or something like winning a prize. So it's always make me help me to organize my life more structured.
Is it common for Vietnamese people to set goals, do you think?
Mm, it's a hard question, and I have never thought about it before, but I would say that the Vietnamese person today, the Vietnamese people today, especially youngster, mm, they also they always show their ambition in different part of their life, such as maintaining relationship or having some new friends. Sometimes they always want to um, achieve some success in their career path. And I would say that the youngster always do everything that they didn't have, that they don't have um, specific plan. and they just do everything depend on their moods. So I think it's better to encourage youngsters to make plans. For example, my my room teacher always spend 1 hours per week to encourage us write down every goal that we want to achieve on a paper.
Okay, and one more question. Do you think it's okay for parents to set goals for their children?
To be honest, I would say that the earlier the parents have their children set goal, the more achievement the children can gain because they can reach because this great idea to have specific direction for the children because they can show more efforts and also they need to find some suitable method to reach the goal. So, for example, when I was 6 years old, my mother always encouraged me to read book. So, as a result, now I believe I a little bit proud that my imagination is quite good.
Okay, that's the end of the speaking test. Thank you, Knockling.
Yes,
Okay, how do you feel about that?
I'm a little bit worried
Why? What is worrying you?
because I'm always shy and embarrassed to face with somebody that I didn't know much. I don't know much.
Right. Okay. Anything else? Anything else
Mm,
worrying you?
no.
Okay. All right. So let me give you my ideas. So first of all, your vocabulary is very good, Knockling. You have a good vocabulary. You use a wide range of words, and you use most of them correctly. Okay. So no problem with your vocabulary. Generally, your coherence is very good as well, meaning your answer makes sense.
Yes.
Okay, and you answer the question. Okay, so you answer makes sense and you answer the question. Your grammar is pretty good. Okay, and your pronunciation is generally pretty good too. I can understand everything you say. All right. The one thing I think you have a problem with is your fluency. All right. When you are talking in a very what I call a stop start sort of way. You will start a sentence like this, and then you will say something else like this, and then you will say something else like this.
Yes.
Oh, and for example, I will say, okay, so can you see what I mean? You will stop, you speak a bit, stop, speak a bit, stop, speak a bit, stop. Okay? All right,
Yes.
which doesn't help your fluency. Now, there's not much that you are going to be able to do about that between now and tomorrow. Okay. Fluency is
Yes.
just something that comes with lots of practice, but that is just something to be aware of. Try not to say a sentence, stop, say another sentence, stop, and say another sentence and stop. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So just practice it a wee bit with me. Um, tell me about your tell me about your house, Knockling. Tell me a little bit about your house.
Um, so I'm living four-story house and it's include 2 bedrooms, a kitchen, and a small balcony. And I would say that I spend most of my time in my balcony because it's helped me relax and unwind myself. Especially in morning, I can exercise and view other people in my opposite park in the next opposite path.
Okay, all right, that's a little bit better. Still a little bit stop start, okay? All right.
Yes.
This is what you sound like. I live in a four-story house. It has a kitchen and some bedrooms and a bathroom and a living room. I my favorite room is my bedroom. I spend most of my time there. See what I mean? It's
Yes.
hesitating a little bit while you think of the next answer. So that is something that you would need to improve to get a higher score, okay? And like I
Yes.
say, you are not going to be able to just change that in 5 minutes, all right? But that is something just to be aware of, okay?
Yes.
And just try to speak. So I'll see if I can do it properly for you. I live in a four-bedroom house. It has a living room, has three bedrooms, a kitchen, and two bathrooms. I've lived in this house for, I think, about 3 years, and I like it very much. It's close to a beautiful park. Sometimes, if the weather is nice, I go walking in the park, and I can also meet people there. In the park, there's also a nice cafe. So if I meet some of my friends in the park, we can go there to have coffee. So yes, I like living in my house very much.
Yes.
Okay, so hopefully that was fluent. I hope so. See what I mean? I didn't stop too much.
Yes.
Okay, so that is what you need to aim for. All right, but everything else is pretty good, Knockling. Like I say, your vocabulary is good. Okay. You don't make many mistakes. You choose mostly the right words. Okay. Same with your grammar, same with your pronunciation. And like I say, your coherence is good. You always answer the question, which is great.
Yes.
Okay. Even when there are hard questions, like some of those part three ones. And like I said to you before, some of them might be a bit hard. All right.
Yes.
Okay. But at least you answered them all, which is great. That's all you have to do. Just try to answer them. So just
Yes.
the fluency. And again, the other thing to be careful of, remember not to say to be honest too often. It's
Yes.
okay to use once or twice, but you don't want to say it too much. All right.
Yes.
Otherwise, it sounds like you are just using it because you can't think of anything else to say. So you keep saying, to be honest, to be honest, to be honest. Okay.
Yes.
And often you don't need to think about to say that. Just start talking instead of saying to be honest.
Yes.
All right. So it's okay to use it once or twice is fine, but not to say to be honest. Better to say something, and you did do this once, to say, that's a difficult question. Haven't thought of that. Or I've never thought about that question before. Or in my opinion, just start in my opinion
Yes.
instead of to be honest. In my opinion. Okay. Or
Yes.
I think.
Yes.
All right. And just one more thing with that last question I asked you about, which was, do you think parents should set goals for their children? Remember, this is an opinion question, so you can answer both sides for speaking, okay?
Yes.
You gave me all the reasons why parents should set goals for their children and why it's good for children to have goals, okay, which was great. Had some good reasons. But you could also have looked at what maybe is a bad thing about parents setting goals for children or people having goals. Yeah. For example, having a goal, first thing that comes to my mind is that it might put pressure on the young child. Okay.
Yes.
So if your mother says to you, Knockling, you must get 100% in your next maths test. Okay. All right. So see what I mean? That put pressure on you.
Yes.
All right. Rather than, so goals, you might say, instead, goals should be something that is achievable for the child. Okay. So instead of maybe setting a certain mark, or score for the child to get, better to have a goal like they should be able to do some skill. So for a young child, that skill might be learning how to add or learning how to multiply. Okay?
Yes.
All right. Rather than putting a difficult goal on them, like saying you must get 100% in your next test.
Yes.
Okay. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So, in other words, because it was an opinion question, I can look at both sides. So, what is good about maybe setting some goals for children, and maybe what is not so good about children having goals. Okay?
Yes.
Remember that is how to make your answer longer. You were good. We used lots of examples. So you remembered to answer the question, explain, and give example. You remembered that structure very well. That's good.
Yes.
And the structure, just remember for opinion questions, is look at one side, look at the other side, and then say what you think.
Yes.
Okay, so again, going back to the goal question, you could say, I think it's good if parents set some goals for children. Otherwise, children, they need to have some focus in their minds. They need to know what they are supposed to do. So it's good to have goals. On the other hand, maybe if the goal is too difficult, it will put too much pressure on the child. I think that children should have some goals set for them by the parents, but the parents need to be careful that they know their children can reach this goal without having too much stress.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
So you can see I gave one side, just briefly. It doesn't have to be that long, not Ling, okay? It doesn't have to be. Just one reason for one side, one reason for the other side, and then what I thought and why.
Yes. I got it.
Okay. Okay, good. I'm sure you have. Yeah, you're a very diligent student, Knockling. You're a good student, and like I say, your vocabulary, grammar, pronunciation, coherence, all that is fine. Just the fluency, which again is just practice. The more you practice speaking, okay, of course, the better you will get.
Yes.
Just like any skill, just like doing maths, just like doing physics. The more you do it, the better you get. Okay. So before we finish speaking, do you have any question?
Mm, I'm worried that they will ask me too much question, and I don't know how much question they will ask me tomorrow.
Don't worry. Just answer however many questions they will give you. It's normally something about 4 part 1 questions, maybe 3 or 4 part 3 questions. Not many.
Yes.
Not many, okay?
Yes.
All right. And if the question is, you can't really think of an answer to the question, just do what you can and just finish and wait for the next question. Okay?
Yes.
Don't get stressed if they ask you one question and you say, "Oh, I don't know the answer to that. I can't think of anything." Just answer as best you can because there will be another question. All right?
Yes.
Hopefully one you can answer. So don't let, if you feel, "Oh, I've done a bad answer," remember to be resilient. Okay? Don't let that affect you. Just
Yes.
start again with the next question. Now, the only thing, remember, at the very beginning, try to relax. Remember when I introduced myself, I asked you your name and your age and what school you went to? Okay, you were quite tense.
Yes. I will always see that.
Okay, so don't. These questions are just to help you warm up, all right? So you can relax.
Yes.
Try those again. Hi, my name is Teacher Rick. What's your name?
Hello, my name is Ngọc Linh.
Much better. Okay, 100% better.
Yes.
100%. Okay. First time you answered that, it made it sound like you weren't sure what your name was. You couldn't remember. Okay. 100% better, Knockling. Just like that. Just like that.
Yes.
Okay. How old are you, Knockling?
I'm 17.
Right. Where is your hometown?
My hometown is in Haiphong City.
Okay, how far is Haiphong from Hanoi?
It's about like 100 kilometers.
Perfect. Much better. Much more relaxed. Okay?
Yes,
That is what you are aiming for. All right? Remember the test is communication.
yes,
Okay? So just like that. So try to remember how this feels, Knockling. Okay? How it
yes,
feels when you are answering like that. That is what you are aiming for. Okay?
yes,
And I also notice, you see, now you were smiling when you were talking to me. All right? Because you are more relaxed.
yes,
Okay? Remember, it's okay even to smile during the test. I know it's hard, okay, because you will be tense. All right? But it is okay to try relax and smile a little bit. All right?
yes.
Okay. All right. So before we finish speaking, any more questions?
No.
No. Okay. All right. Now let's go on look at a little bit of some writing stuff. So, first of all, I will just share this screen with you. Can you see the screen, Knockley?
Yes, latest IELTS writing test too.
Yeah. All right. So this is just to give you an idea of the sort of topics you might get for writing tomorrow. Okay.
Yes,
All right. So this is just to get your mind so you won't be surprised if you see a topic like this. All right. So,
yes,
as you can see here, something to do with technology and AI. Maybe a question like, um, do you think, and this is an essay question, not a speaking one, of course, but they might ask you something, do you think that AI will take people's jobs in the future? Okay,
yes,
something like that. All right. Should we trust AI when we look for information online? How much should we trust it?
yes,
Okay. So those sort of things they might ask you about. This next one here about working remotely. I don't know if it's the same in Vietnam. In many Western countries now, a lot more people, since the pandemic, a lot more people want to stay working from home.
yes.
I don't know if that's the same in Hanoi or not. Is it, Nokling? Do you know?
Yes,
Or does
some
everyone
people,
still go to the office all the time?
mm, most of people goes to the office, but some people prefer to work at home.
Okay. All right, good. Okay, so they might ask you some question about that, maybe. Like I
Yes,
say, these are topics that have already appeared this year. All right.
yes,
So again, they might ask you, what are the advantages, disadvantages of working from home? Something like that, okay?
yes,
All right. Environment. Seem to be a lot more questions about the environment. Okay. Things about how can we stop pollution? What are the main causes of pollution? All right. That sort of thing. Okay.
yes,
All right. Again, post-pandemic society questions. So that's similar to the working from home. Post, by the way, post just means after. So after the pandemic, after COVID, you know, how do you think society has changed? Now, they
yes,
won't ask you that. That's too general a question. They won't ask you that. But they might ask you something to do with society and what has happened since COVID. Okay?
yes,
It's possible. All right. Does that all make sense, Knockley?
yes,
All right. So don't be surprised if you get some essay question like that. All right.
yes,
Okay. Right. So what I'm going to do with you now is I will just stop the share of that, and we're going to look very briefly at some of the writing. Right. Going to share this with you. Okay, these are all graphs you've seen before. Okay, I just want you, just for practice, very quickly, all right, tell me the main features of each graph. What I want you just to practice with me now is what you are going to write in the overview. All right, remember the overview, we're talking about task one, obviously, is just a summary of the main features. So just looking very quickly at this graph, Knockling, don't need to write, just tell me. Okay, what are the main features in this graph? What has changed over time? What changes?
Yes, the Facebook increased significantly. The Google remains
Yep,
stable.
yep.
The Apple increased slightly, and the Yahoo increased significantly.
Okay, so the one thing you missed out, you said Apple increased slightly, which is true overall, but what happens to Apple? What happens to Apple?
Is fluctuating.
It does fluctuate a bit, but okay, what happens to Apple in the first part of the graph? Apple, okay, reaches a very high peak.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Yes.
Before it declines equally quickly or equally rapidly.
Yes.
All right, so you could say, just describing Apple, the rest of the ones you got correct, but Apple, you could say, Apple users, these are all users, numbers of users, of course, users of Apple reached a very high peak in a short time before declining just as rapidly.
Yes.
And then Apple users fluctuated for the rest of the period.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so in your overview, you would have to make mention of this, not just say Apple users increased slightly. That doesn't describe really what happened to Apple users over the whole period. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, all right, next one. Okay, again, these are ones you've seen already. I know you've written about these. So, but just summarize for the overview what has happened in this graph.
Japan and the percentage of Japan and US and the US decreased slightly. The percentage of goods exported to China increased significantly, and the India increased significantly too.
India, it's not bad. I wouldn't use significantly for both, though. Okay. Because obviously India and China, if you use significantly for both, that makes them sound like they are the same. They increased the same rate, and they didn't, of course. China, yes, increased significantly.
Yes.
Okay, so China began the period, okay, China began the period as the third placed country, but by the end of the period, Australian exports to China had increased significantly.
Yes.
Okay? Exports to India also increased, all right, but not by so much, you could say.
Yes.
Okay. Exports to India also increased, but not so rapidly or not so significantly. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Exports to Japan declined or fell. Exports to the US fluctuated a little bit. but also fell.
Yes.
Okay, does that make sense?
Yes.
That's how you're going to describe it. Okay. Don't like this one. This is too boring, that one. See if you can do this one. Spending by 18 to 20-year-olds. Okay, comparing 2010 to 2014. What can you tell me?
The highest expenditures on food and clothes, but the lowest is on books.
All right. And what are the changes between 2010 and 2014?
And the expenditure on food, smartphone and toiletries increase. Well, the clothes remain steady and the books decline.
Okay, good. All right. So remember in your overview, you would have to mention the differences. So again, to summarize for you, it can be clearly seen that spending on food, okay. Sorry, I'll start again. It can be clearly seen that 18 to 20-year-olds spent most of their money on food, okay, followed by clothes and smartphones. All right?
Yes.
Then the next sentence you would compare. Spending on food increased significantly. Spending on clothes remained stable. Spending on smartphones also increased significantly.
Yes.
While money spent on toiletries increased slightly, money spent on books declined significantly. Does that make
Yes.
sense? Okay, so you need one sentence of your overview just saying, where did most of the money go? Okay.
Yes.
What was second, what was third, what was last? Then the next sentence comparing the different years. Okay.
Yes.
All right. And shall we do one more of these? Oh, yes. The map, which I know you've looked at. Okay. Which I think are the easy ones. So what are the main changes in this map?
The main changes, some features as forests, ancient structure, and rare plants and animal vanish. And in 2010, it's also have a lake and a hydroelectric dam.
Good. Good. And also, you would still mention this in your overview. What is this?
The hotel?
Yes, it's a hotel. Sorry, a little bit small.
Yes.
There, that's bigger. Okay, good. That's better. Like I said to you before, I think maps and process diagrams are the easiest. Okay, because it's just easy to describe, easy to see the changes. Whereas graphs
No,
and
I
tables,
find
a little bit harder.
not really because I find math is a little bit hard.
Do you?
Yes.
Oh, really? Okay, I think that's easy. Why do you find it hard, Ngọc?
Mm, because I'm always worried too much about the chain, and I don't have a clearly overview about math.
Okay. Again, just describe the things you can see. What has replaced? Replaced is a very useful word. What has replaced what? Okay. It can be
Yes.
clearly seen that the forest, ancient structure, rare animals, and plants have all been replaced in 2020 by a large lake, okay, and a hydroelectric dam. The village in 1990 has also been replaced by a hotel.
Yes.
Okay, simple as that.
Yes.
Okay, so use the word replaced. Replaced. All right?
Yes.
Okay. Any question about that?
No, I don't have.
No, all right. Any more questions about part one? Task one.
No.
Okay, good. Task two. Ah, yes. Okay. Here is a writing task two topic. What sort of essay is this? Knockling?
Discussion.
It is a discussion essay. Okay. So, remember it's okay to spend up to 10 minutes planning your essay, all right?
Yes.
So remember, as you have 40 minutes to write.
Yes.
Okay. It's easy. You can spend the first part of the 40 minutes, 10 minutes planning. Okay. That's fine. You don't need to start writing straight away. Much better to spend 10 minutes just thinking and planning.
Yes.
All right. So as you can see, this is a discussion essay, which means you have to look at both sides of this. So your first body paragraph, okay, would be about what, Knockling? What
About
would it be
the
about?
like the benefits of separating school.
Good, correct. Okay, what is your second paragraph about?
Is the disadvantage.
The disadvantage, or yeah. Also, it's almost an advantage essay. So in both paragraphs for this, let me explain. Sorry, that's a little bit complicated. In your first body paragraph, okay, you would need to look at the advantage of having boys and girls in separate schools.
Yes.
Okay. And then also you might say about the disadvantage. Your second body paragraph, you would look at the advantage of having boys and girls going to the same school, but also the disadvantage. Maybe is
Yes.
one way you could structure it. Or you could structure it just in the way you said. Okay. You just look at
Yes.
why it's good that boys and girls go to separate schools. Second body paragraph, why it might be good for boys and girls to go together to school.
Yes.
All right. So there are a couple of ways you could look at that. Both ways are equally good. All right. Just
Yes.
up to you at the time. But that's the sort of thing you have to think about in your 10 minutes. So, like I'm saying, don't be scared to spend some few minutes thinking of what's the best way to structure this.
Yes.
Okay. And
Yes.
what are my ideas? What are my ideas? Okay. Well, what do you think, Knockling? What's your opinion
Mm,
of this?
mm, I'm feeling not really bad, but not really good. So I'm in middle.
You're in the middle. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So you would say something like, remember, you have to write this in your introduction after you've done your paraphrase. You would have to say, in my opinion, okay.
Yes.
What would you say? In my opinion, this is the second sentence of your introduction, okay? You've done your paraphrase. So, next sentence of your introduction. In my opinion, what do you think you would write?
I believe both views are reasonable because each has its own merits.
Okay. You could, yeah, that's good. And then you would have to say in your introduction, just give a couple of ideas of, for examples. All right?
Yes.
Okay. You could say something like, and again, there are many different ways you can say this. In my opinion, there are both disadvantages and advantages to both sorts of school.
Yes.
In a separate school, girls will not feel too shy, okay, about expressing themselves.
Yes.
When if boys are there, they might feel too shy. On the other hand, going to a mixed school, okay, will help boys and girls get used to socializing with each other.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
So that would be, and that's all you need to do for your introduction. And that's also 2 ideas for the rest of your essay. But again, like I say, you do have time to think about this for 10 minutes.
Yes.
So don't feel you have to, as soon as you see this, I must start writing. I've only got 40 minutes. Okay? Take time just to plan your essay.
Yes.
All right? What are my ideas? And just give yourself a couple of minutes just to think of ideas. You know, what is my opinion about this? What's good about a separate school? What's good about mixed school? Okay, let's look at this one. What sort of essay is this, Ngọc?
There's advantages and disadvantages.
Correct. Okay, so very easy to divide your main body paragraph. All right.
Yes.
What are some of the advantages of tourism?
I think it's really more important for the indigenous people, and it's also have to like develop the economic in this region.
Okay, good. All right. So in summary, you could say the advantage of tourism is money and jobs.
Yes.
Okay, money and jobs. That's always the advantage of tourism, money and job. Tourists bring more money, okay, and the workers, the local people get jobs helping the tourists. All right. What is the
Yes.
disadvantage of tourism?
This has some negative effect on the environment.
Such as?
And it's should have some kind of pollution, water pollution, air pollution, like that.
Okay, good. That's good. Okay, and finally, let's look at this one. What sort of essay is this?
Problems and solution.
Is correct. Very good. Okay, so what do you think are the causes of this problem? First of all, looking carefully at the essay topic, what is the problem? Ngọc?
Right.
The problem isn't crime. Take another look. That's why you have to read these carefully. The problem is not crime.
Education.
No. Just read the first sentence. What is the problem?
No, don't have any idea.
Okay. The clue is here, Ngọc. This is the problem.
Security.
Security, or just people don't feel safe.
Yes.
Okay? That is the problem. So you have to read. First thing you do, of course, is read the question carefully so you understand it. Okay, so the problem is not crime. Okay, it's
Yes.
not crime because it says crimes are decreasing. So the
Yes.
problem isn't crime. The problem is, as you said before, is security. People don't feel safe. All right. So once you've worked out what the problem is, what are the causes of this problem, do you think? Why don't people feel safe, even though crimes are going down? Why don't people feel
Mm,
safe?
because they have experienced many unpleasant memory or and they also no I can think about another cause. Just one.
All right. Remember what I mentioned to you before, I showed you before about the popular topics for this year. All right. Technology was one. And this is a technology type question.
Yes.
Okay. People don't feel safe because, all right, um, of this is just my opinion. Okay. But
Yes.
but I think I'm on the right track. People don't feel safe because of the increasing threats from online. Okay? So
Yes.
maybe actual crime in your neighborhood is getting less. Okay? The people, not so many things are being stolen. Okay? Not so many houses have things taken from them. But people feel less safe because of the increasing threat and presence of things from online in their lives. Okay? For example,
Yes.
maybe someone will steal their money somehow online. Maybe someone will steal their identity. Maybe someone will start posting bad things about them.
Yes.
All right? Does that
Yes.
make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so again, you have to think carefully. So make sure you understand the question. People feel less safe. Why would people feel less safe when crime is going down? All right, so my first thoughts is what has changed? Technology is changing all the time. People
Yes.
are feeling less safe because of the effects of technology. What can we do about that, Knockling?
Mm, I think that the government officials should provide more campaign to raise people awareness,
Good.
and they also need to impose some punishment for the crime.
Yeah, punishment. And also, what can people themselves do to make themselves safer online?
They need to have more like method to protect their information,
hmm
especially identity.
Yeah. Anything else?
No.
Okay. How about this? People need to be more careful about what they do online and who they talk to.
Yes.
Okay. Um, you are maybe on Facebook or WhatsApp. This happens often, as I'm sure you know. Someone contacts you
Yes.
and says, "Hi, I see you're online. My name my name is Leon. I'm a 17-year-old girl. Would you like to be my friend?"
Yes.
Okay. All right. So, how do you know that that is true?
Yes. I've experienced many times.
That's right. Okay. So, that is my reason. So, one thing people can do is be very careful who they talk to online. Just because someone suddenly comes up in your Facebook and says, "Hi, Nok Ling, I've seen your picture. I think you're really cute. I'm 17 too. Please be my friend."
Yes.
Okay? You have to don't trust them, right? So people have to be careful themselves, all right?
Yes.
Right. So does that make sense? So
Yes.
you mentioned to me what measures can be taken to solve it. So you mentioned things the government could do, which is
Yes.
fine. But remember, there's also things for this question. You can also think, what can I do to keep myself safe online?
Yes.
All right. Not just depend on the government. What can I do
Yes.
to stop becoming maybe a victim of some crime or a victim of someone stealing my identity or stealing my money?
Yes.
Okay. So to go right back to the beginning, when tomorrow you see the question, you have 10 minutes. Okay. Just spend a couple of minutes, first of all, just making sure you understand what the question is talking about. So,
Yes.
like you've done, you decide, is this an opinion question? Is it advantage, disadvantage? Is it problem and solution? What is it? Okay, that's easy for you now. You will decide that in about 5 seconds. All
Yes.
right. Then read the words carefully and think, actually, what is this question about? What for, remember for this essay, causes of the problem. What is the problem? Okay. Problem is not crime. Problem is security.
Yes.
Okay. So make sure you understand. So just spend 2 minutes. Just study the question and make sure you understand. Then you have 7 or 8 minutes to plan your answer, to think of your ideas.
Yes.
Okay. And
Yes.
then as soon as you spent 7 or 8 minutes, the next 30 minutes is quite easy, nothing, because you already have your ideas.
Yes.
And using the structure that we have practiced, you know what order to put things in. You know you're going to do
Yeah.
your paraphrase. Okay. Then your second sentence is going to be your two ideas. First body paragraph, your first idea. Okay. Explain it. Give an example. Second body
Yes.
paragraph, your second idea. Explain it. Give an example. Conclusion. Summary of your ideas.
Yes.
Okay. Simple. So the first 10 minutes, I think, is the most important because, you know, those are where you think of your ideas. So just give yourself time to do that.
Yes.
Does that make sense? Does that help?
Yes.
Because, like I say, once you have your ideas, you know the structure already, and you just fit your ideas into the structure.
Yes.
Okay. And 30 minutes is plenty of time for that. Plenty of time. And then make sure at the end, just give yourself, if you can, 2 minutes at the end just to quickly check for silly mistakes.
Oh. Yes.
Okay. Which are usually punctuation or grammar.
Yes.
Okay. Maybe you forgot to put a full stop in. All right. Maybe you forgot to leave a space between the paragraphs. Silly things.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
That's the end of the lesson, unless you have any questions for me.
No, I don't have.
Okay. All right. So I hope that's helped you, Ngọc. I hope that's helped you a bit. Remember how you felt when you were smiling when I asked you those questions. Okay.
Yes.
About what's your name, how old are you, where do you live? All right. The second time I asked you those questions, you were very relaxed. Okay. Communicated very well. All right. That's
Yes.
how to try and do the speaking test. All right.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
That's it, Ngọc. So what I will say now is best of luck. Okay.
Yes.
Good
Thank
luck.
you.
I'd be thinking of you. You know, like I say, you can be quite confident, Lachlan, because you have good vocabulary. Okay.
Yes.
You've worked well. Okay. You've studied very well. You know how everything works. All right. You know what to do.
Yes.
Now it's just try to relax and just do it. Remember, the examiner there is not there to trick you. Try, if you can, think of the examiner as a new friend that you have just met, and
It's
they are
hard.
asking, I know it's a bit hard because they're not really your friend, of course, but try to think this is
Yes.
someone who I've just met who is just asking me some questions about what I think.
Yes.
All right. And just answer naturally as you can.
Yes.
Okay. And then,
Yes.
like I say, as for the writing, you know what to do.
Yes.
All right. So don't be too nervous, okay? Because you know this. You know everything you need to do. All right. Well, good luck, Notling. I presume you are doing the computer test?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. Not the writing one. You're
Yeah.
doing it all on computer. No, much better. Much better to do computer. Yeah. Okay. And who did you book
Yes.
through in the end? British
Mm,
Council or IDP?
British console.
British Council. Okay. Is that what Back Ha suggested?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. She knows. Yeah. Okay. That's great. All right. Well, good luck, Knockling, and I hope to please tell Back Ha about your score. Okay, when you get your score. All right. 'Cause I, of course, be interested to know. Um, if you don't get the score you want, would you do it again? The test?
Yes.
You think you will do it again?
Yeah.
Okay. And that is very common. Very common. Many people some do the test 5 times. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. Hope you don't have to do it often, but it is not unusual for people to do the test 5 times. Okay.
Yes.
Get then the score because once you have done the test once, you start to get experience at doing the test and experience with being in that environment. Anyway, I've talked long enough. Good luck, Knockling.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay, and hope to talk to you soon.
Yes. Goodbye, teacher.
Okay, bye, Knockling. Good luck.